Hello, everyone. Good evening. 20 seconds behind. Sorry about the time lag. Good to have you all back. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is another month to be live. The notice was very short. I think the file came out just 1 week ago. Yeah, barely 10 days to the day I'm gonna be live. That's the shortest notice so far. I really apologize for that. It wasn't intentional. I had some logistics I was trying to put in place. That was what delayed it. So this month we're talking about inflation. It's a very timely topic. We're in a season where there's serious inflation all over the country. It's not something anybody can ignore. We're seeing it. I know you're wondering what inspired this topic. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. But before I do that, let me share this link and invite a few persons to join. Thank God I'm back. Sorry for the breaking transmission. Just trying to share the link so that people can join. If you can hear me, just type I can hear you. Let me be sure you can hear what I'm saying. So, what actually even inspired this topic was I saw this post. There was this trendy post that I think was a book cover, and then that of the book was um, How to Survive in Nigeria, and the author of the book was late Mr. Onago C. Okay. For those of you who don't hear Nigerian pidgin, it means How to Survive in Nigeria. The author of the book is late Mr. You see severe suffering. And it was really trending and it was funny. It was very funny. So I was just looking at it and then I was looking at some situations I was seeing around my immediate environment. I just felt yes, inflation is there, but the effect of inflation on some people is more severe because of some foolish things they're doing. Now, you know that the ongoing inflation is not new. Inflation has been happening in history before. In fact, in Bible days, there's a recorded story of inflation that got so bad that women began to, donate their kids to be eaten. Yeah. So inflation has always occurred in history. Now, following the events that followed this decade, looking at COVID-19, please, if you can hear me, just type, I can hear you. I can see two people live with me. Following the events that have happened since the decade began in 2020, we have COVID-19 came, then we had the lockdown in 2020. Good evening, Quality Craft Interiors. Thank you for joining me live. So the pandemic, lockdown, and then the Russia-Ukrainian war that happened this year, like that had a huge effect on the global economy. Now, there are reports that there was the cut in gas supply to Europe, the entire Europe. There was a cut in gas supply because of the Russian-Ukrainian war. You know what we call fuel in Nigeria? What PG man say fuel in Nigeria is gas. They over there they call it gas. No, you know when there's gas scarcity, it is certainly gonna affect food scarcity because food needs to leave the farm to the places where it will be processed. Food people need to move from one place to another. Of course, transportation is everything, you understand? So when there is shortage in gas supply, inflation begins. People have to eat, people need to move from one place to another. Now looking at Nigeria here, we know our case here is really funny. Let me not say negatively extraordinary most of the time. A lot of fun things are going on. Now, if you look at some even on a global scale, they've even recorded about the what they call it, the growth, economic growth globally. He said it slowed down from about 6% in 2021 to about 3.2% in 2022. And it's predicted to also slow down to about 2.7% in 2023. So the predictions are not just nice, although the inflation rates, countries that have stable fiscal positions, that government have stable fiscal positions, they are doing their best to ensure inflation does not go beyond certain boundaries. But these issues are really, really worrying us here in this part of the world, especially in Nigeria. Now, according to reports, inflation rate in Nigeria has risen to about 2.09% as of October 2022. We know how the story goes. A liter of fuel in Nigeria is now about 250 to 300 naira. A bag of rice is selling for about 45,000 to 50,000 naira. The prices of goods just keep increasing at a geometric rate. You go today to get something, and the next day, the price of the thing has increased. Funny enough, the fiscal position in Nigeria, the government have a very low fiscal position. They can't even fund their budget right now. When 2023 budget came out, federal government brought a list of assets that are going to be sold so they can pay back debts they're owing and also fund generate revenue for the government expenses. Now there's a really funny situation going on now. So we will talk about the fact that investors are leaving Nigeria because of the securities we are having. The recent one I just got to know that the NGF, Nigerian Governors Forum, filed a lawsuit against the federal government on its decision to, sell over 10 power plants. And these 10 power plants are under the National Integrated Power Project. So it's spread across the country, especially in Niger Delta region. So 10 power plants about to be privatized. Huh. It's not like they're building new ones, they're privatizing power plants to get enough money to fund the budget. So a whole lot of things are happening, and then they're changing naira notes. I don't really believe that's our main issue now. I don't know the rationale behind that, but if it's for the nation's good, well, that's fine. So inflation is happening. We can't pretend as though you're not seeing it. There's inflation in the country. There's inflation. We can't just pretend as if it's not there. You go to the market, see people complaining. Those who barely earn enough are going through a lot, trying to make ends meet, trying to ensure that they have enough food to eat, they have um the roof over their head, they have clothing in their bodies. It's a lot of work and it's getting more difficult for some average people. But I still believe that you can create a system to thrive even in the midst of this difficulty. This live video is not going to be long. I'm going to try to ensure everything I'm saying is compressed within the next 30 minutes or even less. But if there are questions, you can, questions and contributions, especially, you can always use the comment section. I'll be more than excited. So let's moving on. So some of the things I believe will help you, an average Nigerian thrive in this inflation. Yeah, please, if you are still with me, just type I'm here. Hello. So yeah, okay, you can hear me. So some of the things I believe: one, you should have a positive stance, maintain that positive stance. Yeah, a lot of negativity is all over the place. People are getting discouraged. People are like, I don't think. And the interesting thing is, this inflation is a global something. It's affecting everybody. I was in a conversation with one of my acquaintances that is in Europe, far northern Europe, and I was like, huh, guy, how far? The inflation, the issue aside. I was like, yeah, so deflation is everywhere, especially because of the Ukrainian war, the Russian-Ukrainian war. It's all over the place. But just that those nations, their countries, and their government have a very, most of their nations in Europe have, most of the countries in Europe have, their government have a stable fiscal position to ensure they can control inflation. No, inflation is usually controlled by fiscal policies that are released by the government. I'm not going to explain those economic principles. This is not for this life is not for that. But you can do your research, just Google fiscal policies and monetary policies. You get a few tips. Know how the government can actually use policies, pass on policies to control inflation. So the countries, those nations, their governments to an extent can control the inflation within their borders. So at least, except maybe outside other international transactions, then you may certainly experience inflation. So number one, maintain a positive stance. Your speech, the things you're saying, um, the way you behave. When people are talking about inflation, the way you're talking, try and be positive. This inflation is not forever. I am very, very sure it's not going to be forever. It's for a short time. See beyond these hard days. See beyond when things are difficult. See beyond. See good, better days ahead where the economy will be much more stable and economic progress will be very, very smooth. So if you are not seeing things like this, it will affect the decisions that you make. So people are making very silly financial decisions because they say, inflation is here. I don't think I can even do anything meaningful again. I'm like, let me just let it be and all of those things. No, no, no. It's not time to just back out like that. Still stay positive. If you're still saving, Yeah, yeah, why not? You say don't say inflation will not make you not to save. Even if you need the percentage you're saving may reduce, but why not? Don't get discouraged. Be safe. That. Then number two, how to thrive in this inflation. So yeah, for an average Nigerian like me, meanwhile, if you have any points you want to contribute, please ensure you put it on the comment section. People are asking for the link. I've sent it. I don't know why it's not sending. I don't want to take excuse of this place again. Number two, be prudent. Spend wisely. Yes, this is very important. You can't afford to be spending like you're spending when there was no inflation. There are some expenses that are unnecessary. You can just cut them off and spend your money. Excuse me. Just spend more money on the things that are more important and not irrelevant stuff. Irrelevant stuff. That's very important in this. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the glitch. Uh, I think you should be able to hear me by now. I'm back. Okay. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Thank God I'm back. Sorry for the glitch. I had changed network provider. due to some circumstances, and we'll talk about it later. So yes, you have the possibility of using a business flight or just a regular flight ticket, and you know you need money to pay for more things. Subsequently, why not go for a regular ticket if you feel because the inflation obviously would have affected business class tickets. So the price will not be same. It may not fit into your budget. So why be sticking around saying you must use the business class? You can just go for a regular ticket. Yes, that's something you can do. And then you can also opt for other means of transportation. For areas where you know that there are train stations, you can go with the train or you can go on flights. You know the security situations in Nigeria. If you can avoid staying on the Nigerian road, if the roads are bad, security situation is not so good, then why not? Be prudent in your spending. There's a very common scenario I will share, sorry, excuse me. I had this one friend some time ago. He whenever I when was school then, I was in school. Now I'm not around school now. But then the bulk of academic work was on us. And this friend is always complaining that she doesn't have food store for she doesn't have things to eat and all of those things. And I know her so well. The times when she gets money, when money comes, she just spends money buying irrelevant stuff. And then she eats so well, eats her chicken and all the turkey, only to go back to soaking curry. In my mind, I'm like, why eat so high and come back to your 20s? Why not start up something that you can really sustain? Such that let's say you don't have something at home, at least there's some things you do in your house. When you have money, why do you not buy a bag of rice or half bag or quarter bag or a few pens? You know the way to measure it, wherever the area you are. At least it should something that can stay up to a month until the next payment comes. Not just buying a few things and just eat and enjoy yourself and go back to the trenches. And then start begging those who were prudent, who were wise to ensure that they spent the money on the most important things. Now, if you after spending on the important things and they still excess, of course you can go on enjoying and get the luxury that you want. Life is good. But if it's not a necessity, you can remove it. Yeah. Now, because during inflation, food is primary. Food is prime. People need to eat going to move from place to another. Yeah, it comes with food scarcity sometimes. But the few things that be available will be necessarily expensive. Then number three, activate other streams of income. I mentioned two things before. Plus, this that's three. The first one, maintain a positive stance. Be positive. You know that inflation is really getting to us. You really want to do something, and then it's way beyond your budget. You plan maybe 100K and then you go there, you see something that ends almost 200K and like, oh, when did this happen? Or in the space of a few weeks, a few months, there have been hiking prices. Yeah, it's discouraging, but still be positive and see beyond the inflation. See yourself achieving your goals and see making those giant strides even in the midst of this global economic crisis. Number two, I said be prudent in your spending. You're going on a flight and you always prefer a business class ticket. Now, if inflation is there and you know your budget can afford that, why spend so much on something and then end up borrowing to meet up with this standard you know this inflation cannot accommodate? You can drop it a bit and work hard to meet up with it. Now, some people have a very funny mindset. I know my enemies will feel like I'm not sustainable. But those so very in this part of the world that we came from, we can be really amazing people. Then number three, activate other streams of income. Yeah, very important. If you can add to what you're doing, find another source of income to add to it. Now, this is something that many of us get so scared of. We get really scared. Now, the job doesn't really have to be something that is conventional. It could be an emergency job. Someone just calls, there's this contract here, so we're working over the weekend. Will you be available to join? If you check your schedule and ask them, what's the job about? This is something I can do. Wow, I just remember something. I saw this, excuse me. There was this post I saw, I think it was a TikTok video. The person made the video was like, bring work, bring job, any work at all, bring it. And me go tell you the one make I no fit do. In pidgin that means I'm the one to tell you the job that I cannot do. Whenever there's a job, there's work to be done that bring money, let me know. Then I'll tell you the ones that is beyond my capacity. But let me know. Yes, that should be your mindset right now. Well, how on earth did someone call you that you should make a recommendation for a job or to get the work done and you know you can do it? You're calling someone else. Because I don't want you to feel like I'm broke. Oh. No, so that's just fictitious. That's very funny to be thinking such. But let them think what human beings will always think what they want to think. Let them think what they want to think. So a call comes from a friend or a family member and says there's a job to be done. Ask them, is it a job I can do? If I can do it, why not? I'll do it. You pay me. I know they're family and friends. Please excuse me. Family and friends, there's this proximity issue. They don't want to pay you and all those things. That's where your principle should come in. To let them know my job is my job. Let me, you're going to pay me for this. And of course, you're not going to necessarily increase the price, but they're going to pay you for it. Of course, that's, and then you, of course, you should do a perfect job. You shouldn't do a job that's haphazard because you know their family and friends, they're not going to query you. You should do it extremely well. Yes. And then if you are the other things you do, your skill, what you, there are things you can do. You can, but yeah, I mean, I've seen people that are very good assistants. You can apply for the job of an executive assistant, online assistant. So basically doing what you know how to do and you'll be paid for it. If you project it well enough. If you don't project it well enough, people will not pay you for what you do. It could be just, doing a lesson or call it home lesson job. Yes. For a few. As a student you can do that. Or you can do it add it to your job. Sorry, excuse me. Now there is this I don't know, yeah, I'm gonna share this. There's this man I know is a lecturer. Yeah, he just got the day I was just the colleague in the place where I currently work, and he was like he teaches at Babcock, he teaches at another university here in Edo State, and teaches at a primary school, teaching them foreign language. And I'm like, this many places, only you're teaching in these multiple places that involve you traveling over the week over and over again. Yes. Now, such a person may likely not feel the inflation so much because there are other means of raising money. If this money is not enough, I can make some inquiries somewhere else and get the job done. Yeah, shouldn't put their hands and say, oh, things are not doing well here. There's nothing I can do. Think of something else. If that place you're being paid is where you're working is not doing well, try to apply to other places. Ask questions. Discuss with people you believe are in the same field with you. You can help. And then, lastly, there's a point I want to share. Invest in relationship. Now, this cannot be oversaid. I wrote this down before, a long time when I was preparing for this live video. I wrote it down, like investing in men, investing in relationship, intentionally connecting with people, forward thinking people, not just random people, forward thinking people. And then I bumped on a video on Instagram by Salem. Salem is the content creator on Meta. He usually uses Instagram he uses most of the time. And he said to survive in Nigeria, have a guy every year. Meaning that means to survive in Nigeria, have a body every year. Have someone that is your person that you connect with every year. In the police station, you should have someone there. In the bank, you should have someone you know there. In school, you should have someone you know there. And maybe the local government uh, secretary, you have someone you know. Just know people. And the truth is, it is not difficult because we meet people every day. It's just to add a little bit of intentionality to it. Because one of the things we spend so much money doing, if you know the right people, you spend less money. Now, in the comment section, someone said that she parked in the wrong spot and the road safety stopped her and people, the guys in charge there, not sure it's the road safety, the right charge her the fine, about 13,000 naira. And then she later found that that was way more above the money. That if she had known someone who's in that state, or someone that knows someone there, she most probably wouldn't have paid up to that amount. That's why it's important. Invest in people, invest in connections. So every day you step out of your house, make it an intentional decision to connect with at least one person. Personally, every weekend I do a review. I ask myself, oh, so how many new people have I been able to add to my WhatsApp contact, WhatsApp contact list, and how have I been able to build connection with the ones I've added before? I asked myself, how many people of value have going to my WhatsApp this week? Check. None. That weekend start. That weekend becomes my top priority. Sorry, excuse me. Top priority to ensure I connect at least one or two persons in the direction of in the direction of my goals. Yes. Now someone is asking, how do I invest? How will I invest in how will I invest in people? How will I invest in friendship? How will I invest in relationship? One, it could just be texting, following their posts, engaging their posts. When they post, you like, you comment, oh, great job, congratulations on your WhatsApp page or Instagram or Facebook. Then sending them a birthday message on their birthday, tell them happy birthday, post for them and all these things. And of course, lending a helping hand. When the person asks for help, don't just be feel unconcerned like it's not my business. Excuse me. It's not my business. You should just go find who will sort this problem out. Everybody got their own problem. Yeah, everybody has their own problem. But be a helping hand. You may not be able to solve that problem, but you can recommend someone who can. You can recommend someone who can solve that problem. That way, you're already investing in that connection. The day you need a withdrawal, it will be difficult because you've made investments in that friendship. Understand? It could just be giving the person a lift while you're going to church or you're going to work. Just hello, you just give the person a lift. And if there are days you can't give the person, you can politely say, I'm sorry, I have to do one little thing and I can't give you a lift. Sorry about that. A sensible person shouldn't get offended. People have their own challenges. And that's one thing I've done. When people tell me no, I try to never get discouraged. I just get excited and ask the next person. One person tells you no, you go on to the next person and ask the person. The person could help you. Yeah, so as much as possible, this new week that's coming, build you build your network. Begin to build your network. You go to the bank, just smile with the security man, give him a warm handshake, talk to him. Oh, my name is Joy. What's your name? My name is Mr. Jumbo. Oh, nice to meet you. You work here. How long have you been working here? Nice. I've been seeing your face. Oh, wow. I love the fact that you do your job with so much passion. Just give him a nice compliment. Then probably see the person a couple of times and get the person's contact. So that's it. Thank God for WhatsApp. Thank God for Facebook. It's much easier to connect and uh, you know, ensure friendship. The connections with people are going smoothly with these social media platforms. Now, there's this point I missed back to activating, that's in point three, activating multiple streams of income. I can remember before I got into business, I selling stuff. I used to feel shy to sell. I feel like those who are selling are the ones that are broke. And those who are not selling are the rich niggas. They don't need to sell. Huh? Wow, that's very, very. I'm surprised I had such a belief. Although because I didn't grow up in an environment where people do business, my people around me, they're in business people. They're just civil servants. So I think note of that. On the contrary, those who sell stuff who are into business, that the people who always have money greasing their palms, maybe except for a business that's indebted or days of low sales or no sales. Aside that, people who are in business always have money greasing their palms because especially when they are selling things or giving services that people can't do without and being able to build a customer base that is formidable. So with that money greasing their palm, in case you want to go into selling stuff online or on ground in the marketplace or in the public place, whatever it is going on from office to office, do not feel embarrassed, do not feel shy. Do not feel shy. Just keep your head high and be focused. Know where you're going. and continue to, work towards it. Now, back to point number four, investing in relationships. So, even if you don't learn anything from this live video, learn this as you go out, connect with people that are forward thinking, be intentional about it. And you yourself, of course, you should know how to update yourself. Also, you're be a forward thinking person. Think of how to add value to people when you meet them. You see a woman struggling to carry her baby, struggling to carry some loads. Why not give her a helping hand? Yeah, just help her take her stuff to her car, or she's struggling trying to repark. You can just say, "Man, can I help you? I'll park your car." You just help her repark the car. And if the person declines, it's fine. The security situation all over the world, people suspect everybody. You understand? Especially in this part of the world, Nigeria, it's fine. Not everybody will decline. Some people will decline. I'm like, no, I don't want. No, I don't want to. So it's fine if people decline, but not everyone is going to decline. Be a helping hand to that next person. That way, you will find yourself thriving and still, not just thriving like surviving. You're not just surviving, but you really flourish and make progress in the midst of this global economic crisis. Yeah, these are a few things I feel like sharing with you people. Meanwhile, I'd like to get questions. If you have any question, just type your question in the comment section or any point you would like me to emphasize on or something you'd like to add. I'll be more than excited to do justice to it. All right. Yeah. Waiting. Let me go check the people that are here. Let me say hi to them. Holy Craft Interiors. Thank you so much for joining. Peace and heals to my twin sister. Thank you for joining. Nosal Sawi, my colleague. Thank you for joining. Yahweh Victory. Thank you for joining. Now, Victory is supposed to be here, but at the time we're praying for this event, she was really engaged. Couldn't join. So we just had to like, okay, next month she will join us. But next month, December, something really interesting is cooking up and Victory is gonna be here. Yeah, I'm excited too. The year 2022 has been an exceptional year. It has been an exceptional year for me. And I'm sure it's been same for you. Beautiful things just playing out for me, and I believe also playing out for other people. Of course, it came with its own challenges. Yeah, I had my own share of challenges, but God faithful and we're able to scale through those challenges. It's interesting. So you can really thrive in the midst of this crisis. You can thrive, but take note of building connections with people. When you go to church, build connections with people, be nice, compliment people, give them nice. Your hair's fine, the dress is nice. While you're taking pictures of that church, just say hi, say hello to the person standing close to you, right? Of course, you never know. That person could be your next connect to get one or two things sorted out. Yes, you don't have to be everywhere. If you wait to start solving your problems one by one all by yourself, you get yourself worn out. You burn out in no distant time. These are the few things I just wanted to share. And I hope you learned a few things from this life. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, I told you this live video is gonna be very short. I don't want it to be long. I just want to point you straight. And of course, you just pick a few lessons from it and continue thriving, continue flourishing. There's no reason why you should don't make ample progress in this season. Even if you forget everything I said, don't forget about building connections with people. Very important. I know some people abuse connections. Leave those who are abusing it. You notice those that are being positive that are abusing it. Just put them in, shove them aside and focus on the positive energy. Yo, I come again next month. I'm gonna be checking out of this place right now. Bye. Thank you for joining me live. Appreciate you. See you next month.